Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Dependent Fanatic channel. And this is kind of an impromptu video tonight discussing what Jim Harbaugh had to say and the fact that I think this is not national championship or bust for Michigan this season. Yes, of course, this is a really good opportunity for Michigan to win it all. And I'm going to list all of the NFL people that will probably be gone next season from Michigan. They had 9 players drafted this past season. How big could the number get this upcoming season? I understand. But that's why Michigan only had like 17 recruits last season. It was number 19 in the nation because everyone's coming back. Um, it's not so bad of a team that is built by players that don't expect NIL money immediately. And Michigan is just doing it right. Harbaugh, in the Big Ten media days, I watched Mark Rogers, all parts 1, 2, and 3 tonight, and loved it all. Thank you, Mark Rogers. Congratulations on your credentials. He is the voice of college football. Just go look up Mark Rogers' voice of college football and get you some merch or chat with me on his stream sometime. I love that guy. And John D'Anavo, all of them. I watched Uncle Lou, too. I watched Uncle Lou with his Michigan football prediction today, and I have to agree with everything he said except for that Maryland thing. What? But that's fine. I can understand it is a trap game just before Ohio State, but Michigan's not losing that game. So, and Harbaugh just said everything perfectly. All right, we're not going to talk about the suspension and just put that aside immediately. He talked about how he wants to go horizontal and vertical and be balanced offensively. And I've been saying that. I had a video on that not too long ago. He talked about how there's a meritocracy with the players that are here. Everyone is going to be happy that the 3 players that I selected are here at Big Ten Media Days, and they're going to be rooting for them. It's just the culture that he has built. It's unbelievable, in my opinion. He can go away for 4 games, and Michigan's still going to be dominant. I'm telling you. And as far as can Michigan get over the hump and win the national championship, this year is the year. I do agree with that, but I don't think it's or bust because you got to look at what is going to be coming back and the 2024 recruiting class, which is number 4 nationally right now. But Michigan has a history of getting the 3 stars, 4 stars, and developing, and there is a whole group of Michigan talent that has been developed both physically and mentally by Ben Herbert and who's the gal, Abigail, the nutritionist. Michigan is going to be just fine. But listen to this list that I think possibly could go to the NFL after Michigan wins the national championship this season. And it's JJ, of course. He's been mocked top 20 so far at quarterback next season in the first round. I hope he can come back. But if he wins the national title, and I'll talk about Harbaugh if he wins the national title later in the video. But Corum and Edwards at running back both could be pro after this season, but the NFL might not pay them as much as NIL can for Michigan to keep them here in that so-called 1 year more fund or whatever program that they want to do for themselves. It's NIL, name and image and likeness. You can do whatever you want. if they come back, they're going to make a lot of money at Michigan. I'm telling you. But they're probably pro. So them are three players that are going to be pro after this season. Drake Nugent at offensive line. Chris Jenkins at defensive line. No order. No order here. Mike Sainer still as a safety or a nickel, if you want. He's a nickel, but he used to be a wide receiver. He's versatile. I love Sainer still. Rod Moore, I love him just as much. I love all these players, just like Harbaugh does. It's a meritocracy. It's hard. You got to compete here at Michigan. Just because you have a big name or you're a 5-star doesn't mean you're going to get the role. I'm telling you, this is how it needs to be done. Rod Moore is going pro after this season, I think, unless he wins the title and wants to win another one. Makari Page could go pro as well. Ladarius Henderson, offensive line. And then Josiah Stewart, defensive linebacker. If he gets a ton of sacks like every Michigan fan expects, he could be going pro. And then Junior Colson in the middle of the defense, of course, could go pro. Braden McGregor at defensive line could be that next. Not Mike Morris, but maybe Aiden Hutchinson type. And I've heard a lot of them comparisons over the years. Can he finally break through and do that? I mean, a lot of these players had to sit behind other players. And then number 14, could it be Michael Barrett that goes to the NFL? So up to 14, I'm probably missing some people from Michigan. I'm so excited, and I love what Harbaugh has done. Will Johnson will be back next season. So Michigan can have a huge recruiting class in 2024 because I expect a mass exodus to the NFL or graduation this upcoming season. And, the quarterback coming in is Jaden Davis, of Elite 11 player, 4-star, I think now. But like I said, Harbaugh finds the diamonds in the rough, and he's made a living out of doing that. So it's pretty remarkable. Brady Prescorn, Jordan Marshall from Ohio. People don't like that. Andrew Sprague, Blake Frazier, Hogan Hansen, Jacob Oden, Jacob Smith, Gerard Smith, Mason Curtis, Jaden Smith, Elias Rudolph, Emorian Stewart, Jeremiah Beasley, Luke Hamilton, Devin Baxter, Ted Hammond, Owen Waffle, Dominic Nichols, Cole Sullivan, Ben Roebuck, Jake Garnar, Channing Goodwin, Micah Capata, and Miguel Beagle, and Zach Ludwig. Welcome to the Michigan football team. And like I said, it's not the people that are going pro, it's not the people that are coming in. Michigan has a slew of players that have been developed and molded and cultured under Harbaugh going in. The recruiting class averages 31.5 at position rank, 13.2 at the state rank, and then 27.2. Well, I guess if you take the top or the bottom person, Zach Ludwig, who is not ranked nationally, they rank 27.2 positionally. The diamonds in the rough. They all have prototypical heights and weights that can be molded and developed, and that's what Ben Herbert does amazingly. Harbaugh knows what he has here, and he's not worried about the suspension or whatever. He knows that he has coaches that are going to win them 4 games and help him win the rest of the games. he has built this thing up so well. It's kind of like Bo Schembechler, but with a modern twist. He knows that he has to pass the ball. JJ McCarthy has to be 70% and have at least 3,500 passing yards. He has to be the best quarterback in Michigan history for Michigan to win another national title. They have everything else in place. It's all there. If he leaves, I think it's not bust. We can still do it next year. Jaden Davis, and then Brad Underwood, and then not to mention the players that we have on the team at quarterback. The quarterback is not everything. And that's another video that I have posted in recent times. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm so excited. The season's almost here. I had to do an impromptu video. The Pac-12 predictions are coming up. I did the other 4 major conferences already, so you can go watch them. But the Pac-12 is coming up, and then we'll deviate. I'm going to do some hockey talk, and then after all my football predictions are done, I will do it's kind of similar as what I did last year, playoff and power bowl games, the Power 6 bowl games. I'll do a prediction for them, who makes them, and who wins them. And I'll give you the stats and the records and who beat who and during that. So it's an exciting time, prediction season. It's almost here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Like the video if you can. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the bell for notifications if you want to be the first to view my next video. And thank you. Thank you, everybody. This has been an amazing Big Ten Media Day week. Go Blue.